Hope you're hungry. Barbecue from one of the best is on the table right now.
You eat some of the best barbecue you'll ever have in the country.
And this talented chef is sharing his secrets. For you, everybody knows now.
Everybody knows that, yeah. Well,
He just gave away a very cool secret. Look at this. We found a new spot on the Guadalupe River. Be the first to see what's on the menu at this eye-popping restaurant.
I drove around the corner and I went, wow, it's the most beautiful sight I've seen in Texas.
Plus, she wouldn't take no for an answer.
I was a good BSer. Got my foot in the door.
The story behind the deal makers and the delicious dishes at one of Austin's most popular wine bars. Good Taste starts now. Hi everyone, welcome to Good Taste. I'm Tanji Patton. Each week I travel the state looking for delicious finds, and I found a new spot on the beautiful Guadalupe River with some good Texas eats. But first, we're heading to the famous Killen's Barbecue, where the talented owner and chef Ronnie Killen shares his best brisket tips and the recipe to one of the most popular dishes on the menu. Take a seat at this table because everybody else has to wait in line. So you've been in line how long?
That's a good question. Probably about 45 minutes.
An hour before the doors open, and already the line is long for a chance to try some of the best barbecue you'll find in the state of Texas. Outside and inside, the energy is contagious. As a journalist, I've worked in restaurants across the country and have never seen so much excitement, so much anticipation for a chance to experience a meal. After all, most here believe they're about to taste the best barbecue they've ever had. Who wouldn't be excited?
Hey, came all the way from Colorado to get this place.
You can smell it. You get a nice beer while you're waiting. Time goes pretty fast, and then you eat some of the best barbecue you'll ever have in the country.
Something very humbling to the modest owner and talented chef at Killen's Barbecue, Ronnie Killen.
It doesn't matter how tired you are. You can be working 16 hours before you even open up, and just, seeing the people waiting in line for your barbecue, it's like an adrenaline rush. You can't be tired when people are out there waiting for you.
Once inside, hungry customers make their way down the cafeteria-style line where the mouth-watering ribs, giant links of sausage, and moist brisket are finally in sight.
We'll cook 150 racks of pork ribs. We cook anywhere from 50 to 100 briskets a day. We cook pork belly, we cook pork butt. We make our own sausage every morning, so it's like we cook a lot.
Killen serves 3 house-made sauces on the side. Tangy, sweet, and my favorite, a coffee sauce.
The coffee sauce is kind of like the Cabernet or the Shiraz to a ribeye.
I couldn't wait for my chance to try one of those mouth-watering, ginormous ribs. Check this out. Here we go. That is fork tender good. Oh my gosh. Killen's creme brulee bread pudding is just about as famous as this chef. Food and Wine magazine called it one of the top 10 dishes in the country. Oh, that is so good. Rich, cinnamony, buttery. But that's not all that's good here. Definitely make room on your tray for their very popular barbecue beans, cooked low and slow with ingredients like molasses, brown sugar, and cayenne pepper.
To me, barbecue is all about sweet, spicy, smoky, where you have all those flavors that come together.
Talk about a gold mine of information. While we were in the kitchen, Killen also gave us a few tips on how they prepare that juicy, moist brisket he's known for.
When you're cutting brisket, you want to take a knife, and I'll try to use as sharp as knife as possible because you want to cut that off.
After it's trimmed, he starts with good old-fashioned mustard.
Mustard is actually acid, so the acid helps tenderize one, but it also makes it where the seasonings and everything are pliable. So when you move it, or you move it, you know, you're moving it from pit, it doesn't crack off and fall off.
And for seasoning,
This is a cherry pepper. We'll put this on first and put a really good, generous coating of it. This is basically chipotle powder, lemon pepper. It has salt in it, a little more pepper, cayenne pepper, and that's really about it.
now you can make that at home or you can buy it. I assume you buy it here, but HEB has it as well.
HEB has it also.
Time for the pits now, where these beauties cook, you guessed it, low and slow.
Temperature, you know, we usually cook in between 225 and 250.
A little secret revealed here. These aren't your ordinary pits.
It has a little NASA in it also, which nobody knows, but
Has a little what?
NASA, we have a NASA tile that's in there from the space shuttle.
That's right. A little NASA space technology is hidden inside so that half of this giant pit can operate at one temperature and the other half can cook meats at a totally different temperature.
We actually sandwiched a plate in between a piece of the space shuttle tile and have that, you know, there.
I've got a little bit of news for you. Everybody knows now.
Everybody knows that, yeah.
That engineering genius behind the scenes is just one of the reasons folks from all over the country put Killens on their to-do list.
This is my second time. I'm actually from the Bay Area.
No doubt they'll be back again because doing things right is what Ronnie Killen is known for. His fine dining restaurant, Killen's Steakhouse, continues to win awards, but I got the impression he's partial to the laid-back style of barbecue.
To me, it was about family time. It was about things, you know, family get-togethers that people barbecued, and really that's just, you know, trying to make memories for people and this generation. And
That's a manly bite.
yeah.
So if you're in the hunt for great barbecue, like Ronnie's friend and frequent customer JJ Watt, you're in the right place here at Killen's. Coming up a little later, we'll show you all the delicious ingredients in those Killen's baked beans and how to make them. But first, take your choice for more than 200 wines with an incredible menu to match and a patio like no other.
It's a very welcoming restaurant.
But next, a new restaurant with a drop-dead gorgeous view. A 100-year-old power plant surges back to life.
Oh gosh, is pretty much the normal response when we plate them on the table in front of our customers.
Goodtaste will be right back. Good things come from Cisco. If ever there was a place to kick back and enjoy the beauty all around, it's here. A stunning spot once forgotten is now alive with energy. This picturesque place is along the banks of the Guadalupe River in Seguin. It comes complete with an eye-popping view and gobs of good eats. You'll want to bring an appetite for these belt-busting burgers, blackened mahi fillets, crab cakes, and juicy grilled ribeyes. 16 ounces of Texas goodness.
It's so new that most people don't know yet, so it's kind of a hidden, gem.
Not for long. Word is already spreading about the Power Plant Grill, a 100-year-old building that once supplied folks in these parts with electricity. It's still sparking interest, but in a new way.
Great food and great atmosphere, great service.
The Power Plant Grill is big on laid-back ambiance. Plenty of good seats here to take in the view.
I'm gonna need a fried catfish, a chicken fried chicken, a steak fingers, a ring and shroom.
But it's not just about what you see from the patio. This Power Plant kitchen cranks out some darn good eats. Bacon cheeseburgers stand out on the menu. So does the giant chicken fried steak, served up with creamy mashed potatoes and veggies. And oh yeah, it's topped with giant onion rings. Those are good all by themselves, just for snacking. So tell me about those colossal onion rings.
Oh gosh, They are.
Oh gosh is right.
Yes, oh gosh is pretty much the normal response when we plate them on the table in front of our customers. They are about an inch thick ring, about 8 ounces worth, piled high with our fried mushrooms.
Yum, what an awesome combination. Those rockin' rings are served with a side of Chipotle ranch dressing, just for dipping.
It's good, basic, kind of hometown feel to it, but then we also can venture off to our 16-ounce blackened ribeye.
And I hear
that
you
we
sell
offer
a
our
lot of
customers.
those.
Yes, we do.
It's a popular item.
Yes, especially on the weekends, Friday, Saturday nights. They're after their steaks.
It is Texas after
Yes.
all. We like our steaks.
Owner Sam Ponchev says he knew instantly that this once abandoned plant would make a very cool restaurant.
So the first time you laid eyes on this place, what did you think?
I drove around the corner and I went, wow, it's the most beautiful sight I've seen in Texas, really. The river, the building, the falls, the serenity of the place was spectacular. It took my breath away.
And I'm sure you hear that from a lot of people that come. It is such a dramatic sight to see.
It's actually gorgeous.
Sam was first introduced to this diamond in the rough by longtime developer Mike Claypool. They met here for the first time.
He looked at me and he said, I don't know who you are and I don't know where I am. And he said, but you're right. He said, this is an unbelievable view. Started rounding up the engineers, architects, kicking around ideas.
Claypool's team obviously took great care to maintain the plant's authentic look and feel. The developer added some cool touches, like the giant outdoor patio and the open-air breezeway that gets you to the turbine room, a popular room for private parties, with the old original turbine still in place.
I think this is my third time here. And it's, like she said earlier, it's one of the best views I've seen yet, so I like coming here often.
So tell me about when you come here, what do you do?
They have a large selection of craft beers, so that's what I like to do here. And they have good food if you're hungry.
I love it. You can't get this kind of view like anywhere, so I'm about it.
A one-of-a-kind view, all in a one-of-a-kind place.
Okay, now time to find out how to make those delicious Killen's barbecue beans, and I am with my expert, Chef Belinda, HEB Cooking Connection, who always has great ways to take a complicated recipe, make it really easy for our own kitchen, right?
Of course, simple. We're going to use some classic HEB items. We're going to use the Better Than Good Moppin' Sauce for some of the flavor. We're going to use the Hickory House Rub from Adams Reserve for that Texas smoke, and the Better Than Good traditional Texas barbecue sauce.
Yeah, so if you saw the Killen's, you know that he spends hours on these beans, and the flavor result is fantastic. We don't have to spend hours.
No, no, no. Very quick and simple, Tanji.
Let's do it.
All right, you've got your beans in there. I have some sauteed onion, the Adams Reserve Hickory House Rub going in here in the bowl. You're also going to put in the brown sugar. There's a nice drizzle of molasses for flavor. Here's the traditional barbecue sauce from Better Than Good. And then also you're using the nice little hint of mustard in the Moppin' sauce. We're going to stir this all together, get everything all nice and mixed up together. This is going to go in a classic old-fashioned cast iron skillet, and we're going to top it with the jalapenos and bake this off in the oven.
All right, Tanji, here you go. Here is your quick HEB version of the famous Killen's barbecued beans.
So good. We've got the recipe online, goodtaste.tv. Thank you. Coming up next. Your table is on a fantastic patio that even now sports a cool breeze.
And more than 50 wines by the glass.
Impressive. And speaking of wine, my wine finds of the week are next. Good Taste with Tanji is brought to you in part by HEB.
The Grove Wine Bar Kitchen is nestled under a lush canopy of oak and cottonwood trees in downtown Austin.
It's a really great walking location if you're downtown Austin, here on 6th Street, and also great wine list.
And it's just a place where you can go in your tennis gear or you can dress up, and it's just the perfect temperature and breeze and lighting, and I don't know, it makes you enjoy a cocktail while you're visiting.
And of course, try new wines.
with a fabulous array of farm-to-table flavors, boasting a bounty of scrumptious small plates and samplers.
The fresh ahi mixed in with citrus vinaigrette, avocado.
This is really good. Crispy pizzas, creamy pastas, savory sandwiches, and Kobe beef burgers. Seafood shines here too, like this Ora King salmon on a bed of coconut rice, drizzled with feta lime vinaigrette. Foods all designed to pair with the real star of the show here, hundreds of wonderful wines. The concept came from these two, collaborators and friends from way back when.
Came to my office and said she wanted to build the restaurant I was doing, the Bitter End, and she said she could do it better than anybody and at a great price, and she sold herself well to me.
Back in the 90s, Beth, a feisty 28-year-old, owned a budding construction company.
So 28-year-old comes in and says, I can build this restaurant better than anybody else out there.
Right.
It was because I was cheap.
And she's cute.
You have two things going for you there.
Since then, they've built 7 restaurants together.
I was a good BSer. Got my foot in the door.
I had my doubts, but she quickly proved that she was tough as nails and great to work with, so it was awesome.
The first Grove Wine Bar was here in Westlake, the name inspired by the gorgeous oak trees.
So how did you guys come up with the idea for the Grove?
I approached Reed. I had just been to a wine bar in Florida, and so I approached Reed and said, you're missing the mark out here. We're starting for a neighborhood spot. You know, we need some really good wines, economically priced, varietals. And when we looked at the location, it kind of just kept growing bigger and bigger, and so we wanted to be a neighborhood where we offered anything from the moms coming off the tennis courts to the business deals going on, and with Reed's background and all diverse palettes of food, we came up with a menu that just worked for everybody.
It's easy to see why. Inside this kitchen, everything is incredibly fresh, portioned just right.
Actually, the food is fantastic. They have a fantastic menu with lots to offer. Salads, pastas, fish, anything that you want is on there.
Or how about something crisp and sparkling from the team's third partner, wine aficionado Matt Barron.
So one of the cool things about coming to the Grove, if you're a wine fan, I think of the Grove as really a Disneyland for adult wine fans, because this is the place to come and play and learn about wine, right?
It is.
Matt has the enviable job of tasting nearly 5,000 different wines a year, all in search of bringing high-quality, affordable wines to the Grove.
So this is an example of what we've got: a cava, a French sparkling.
They're all made exactly like champagne. The one you're drinking now is mostly Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir and Chardonnay being the main grapes of Champagne. So a sparkling wine made mostly from Pinot Noir.
Not sure? They sell 50 different wines by the glass, so there's plenty to try.
What would you say average-wise, per glass on average? What is your sweet spot point?
So we have wines all the way from 5 to 15, 16 by the glass.
You have $5 a glass wine?
For sure.
Good wines?
I often say, yes, I think so. I often say that if you walk into a restaurant, well, if you walk into our restaurant, you should judge us by our least expensive wine, because that's the hardest wine to find.
I love that.
So come enjoy some of those wonderful wines, dine al fresco under the trees, and soak in all the delicious goodness at the Grove. Time for my wine finds now, and now that the hot weather is here, most of us change our drinking habits, going from maybe the fuller-bodied wines to wines that are a little lighter, brighter in style, perfect for summer. I've got some great ones here. We're going to start with one of my favorite varietals, really any time of year, but especially when it's hot outside, and that's rosé. And I've got a lovely one to show you. If you're a fan of Whispering Angel, you'll love this wine, Sacha Lachine. It bursts with flavors of strawberries and has crisp minerality as well. For about $10 a bottle, you can't beat it. You'll want to stock the fridge with this one for the summer. All right, if you like a sweeter style, this Mia Pink will ring your bell. This is a beautiful, light, effervescent sparkling wine. It's made by the very well-respected Freixenet House in Spain. And a little secret, H-E-B sends its wine buyers all over the world. They are the largest retailer of wines in the state of Texas, so they're able to buy wines you're not going to be able to find anywhere else. This is a real find. It's sweeter in styles. You're going to get lots of strawberries on this wine, but there is some fruit, so it's a sweeter wine, $12 a bottle. All right, moving on to consistently an award-winning cava from Spain. This is Ana Coronel. This too is a wine that's perfect any time of year, but I especially love it in the summer. It's dry and crisp. This is not a sweet wine. It's from Spain, and it's only $13 a bottle. And as always, I found my wines at H-E-B. Ready for a vacation? We can help. When we come back, find out how you could win a relaxing weekend at the Houstonian. Details right now on how you could win a fantastic getaway right here. Head to Goodtaste TV right now and sign up for a chance to win a luxurious weekend at the Houstonian, complete with spa treatments for you and a guest at the beautiful award-winning Trellis Spa. If you missed any of today's show, you can catch it online at Goodtaste TV, and by all means, set your DVRs now for next week's show. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Cheers to good taste.